Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for checking out my page again. Today's trick is called Bart Harding's Any Card at Any Number. I hope you like it. I've got two decks of cards here on the table, a red and a blue. If there was somebody here, I'd have them select either deck, whichever one they want. Let's say hypothetically they go with the red. So we'll use the red. The blue we'll just kind of put in the corner for later. That'll be kind of our special deck for later, and we'll start off using the red. So I'd give them the deck and let them shuffle the cards as much as they would like. Pass the cards around, let the cards be shuffled. And you can even show them to be all different, not in any sort of order or anything like that. Now, one thing that I like about this trick is that I really never touch the cards. The spectator really does all of the handling of the cards for this trick. So I'm not using any sleight of hand or anything like this. I can hand the deck to the spectator. They touch the cards for the whole trick. One thing I am going to do, however, is to make a prediction. I've got some post-it notes here and a pen, and I'm going to write down a prediction for later. Give me one moment while I do that. We'll fold this up. And I'll keep it on camera the whole time. In fact, I'll just kind of tuck it right here underneath the card box. So the prediction and the cards will stay here on camera the entire time. Now I'm going to be handling the cards for this trick because there's not a spectator here. But again, like I said, otherwise they would handle the cards the entire time just by themselves. So the first thing I would have them do is, this trick is all about the spectator making a bunch of random free decisions that I couldn't possibly know ahead of time. So the first thing that I'm going to have them do is, from this shuffled deck, just reach over and cut the cards into two piles. Now, ideally they'd be roughly even, but it's not going to be perfect, of course. So they would reach over and just cut the cards into two somewhat equal piles. Now, the first thing we're going to do is to eliminate some of the cards from one of these piles. The spectator would pick a pile, whichever pile they want, and from that pile, we'll save some cards, but we'll eliminate some cards. So if there was somebody here, I would just ask them which pile they want to use. Since there's not a spectator here, I've got a dice, and this dice will kind of act as my spectator. And I'm going to roll the dice, and if I roll, let's say, a 1, 2, or 3, we'll eliminate cards from this pile. If I roll a 4, 5, or 6, we'll eliminate cards from this pile. Again, just to prove that it is random and I'm not, picking anything, predetermined or anything like that. So roll the dice, and I roll a 4. So we'll eliminate cards from this pile. So we're not going to eliminate all the cards from this pile. We'll save some of them. So I would ask the spectator to give me a number from maybe 1 up to 15. And that's the number of cards that we'll save. All the rest we'll get rid of. So let's say from 1 to 15, the spectator gives me maybe 12. So we'll save 12 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And all the rest of these we'll just get rid of. And just like that, our deck has gotten a little bit shorter. Now at this point, we're going to mix up the cards a little bit more. I'd have the spectator deal down 1 card, and then 2, and then 3. And to keep doing that for the entire deck, except they get to decide if they want to deal down 1 card, or 2 cards, or 3 cards. It's totally up to them. So let's say they deal down maybe 1 card, and then 1 again, maybe 3 this time, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3. Again, they're making all the decisions at this point. 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1, and 3, let's say. Now at this point, we're going to mix up the cards a little bit more. We're going to divide the deck in half. We're going to deal 2 piles, alternating piles. So I'd have the spectator start dealing, and after they start dealing, as they get to about the halfway point, I'd have them stop. So whenever they want to stop, once they've dealt down a good number of cards, let's say they stop right here, I would have them eliminate one of these 2 piles. The whole pile we'll just get rid of. So I'll roll my dice again. If I roll a 1, 2, or 3, we'll eliminate this pile. 4, 5, or 6, we'll eliminate this pile. Roll a 5, so we'll eliminate all these cards, just like that. Put these back, and again we'll make 2 piles. Dealing through the whole pile this time. And once again, just as before, we'll pick a pile, save some cards, and get rid of the rest. So they would get to choose which pile they want. I'm going to roll my dice again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll say the spectator wants to eliminate cards from this pile. So I'd have them give me a number, maybe from 1 to 10, how many cards they want to save. Let's say they want to save maybe 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the rest we'll get rid of. I'd have them, again, deal the cards into a pile, but mixing it up a little bit by dealing the top card and then 2 cards. 1 card, 2 cards, and just like that for the whole pile here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, have them cut the cards. And just to prove that I'm not kind of keeping track of any of the cards, I'd have them take the top card from this pile, lose it in the middle. The bottom card, lose it in the middle. And from this pile, the top card, lose it in the middle. And the bottom card, lose it in the middle, wherever they want. Now after all that shuffling and mixing and everything, it's time to have the spectator pick a card. So I'd have them slide off the top 2 cards, or the top 1 card from both of these piles here, just like that. And we'll get rid of all of these. Now I would take these 2 cards back from the spectator at this point. And what I'm going to do is just slowly start rotating the cards just like this, alternating from top to bottom, just switching the cards back and forth. And what I would have the spectator do is to call out stop whenever they want. So I'm just going to go through just like this, nice and slow, pause each time, and whenever they want to call out stop. So let's say they call out stop, how about right there? We'll drop the cards. This top card here will be theirs. This other card we'll just put away with all the rest. And after all that, we've arrived at 1 card. Now to recap, the spectator got to make a bunch of random decisions throughout this trick. They shuffled the cards to start with. They cut the cards. They got to decide which pile to save some cards and eliminate some cards from. They got to deal, 1, 2, or 3 cards at a time. That was totally up to them. They got to deal cards into 2 piles and eliminate one of those piles. And again, they got to call out stop whenever they wanted. And if they had called out stop on the other card instead of this card, they would have ended on the ace of diamonds. They really could have ended up on any of these cards based on their decisions. But they arrive at one card. In fact, we can take a look now and see that after all that, they've arrived at the ace of clubs. After all that random mixing and counting and dealing and everything. I wrote a prediction at the beginning of the trick. It's been there in the corner on camera the entire time. If we take a look at it, we'll find that, in fact, I'll tell you, it doesn't actually say the ace of clubs. It says something else. It says 10, the number 10. In addition to this prediction, this deck of cards has been on the corner, or in the corner on camera, the entire time as well. At this point, I would hand this deck to the spectator, not touch it. They would open it, nothing else inside, and I would ask them to count down to the 10th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right there. And again, after a lot of random shuffling, random choices, eliminating cards, after all that, they arrived at their red card, the 10, or the ace of clubs. And sure enough, the 10th card in this deck that was untouched the entire time happens to also be the ace of clubs. You can check out all these cards, they're all different. In fact, everything, both decks of cards can be completely examined. All the cards are there, everything is normal, and these two cards perfectly match. So that is called Bart Harding's Any Card at Any Number. There's a lot of different tricks that are what's known as any card at any number, and this is one of them. It's one that I like a lot, and I hope you guys liked it too. So thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and I will see you later.